Good afternoon, everybody. Namaskar. This is my third English video series, and title is Philosophy, Ideology, Culture, and Social Work oblique Development Action. You have been seeing that so far I am sharing my experiences, some kind of analytical knowledge, some kind of theoretical knowledge, conceptual knowledge, everything in different languages. This series in English is more often focusing upon the analytical aspects of social work and development action, and the theoretical and conceptual subjects around it. And basically here intent is to interrelate different subjects and sciences of social work, considering the past experience of mine in last 25 years. And all these are shared in my YouTube channel Satyajit Jana Open School. So I must request you all to refer this, to view this, give your comments, and the same I am sharing in my Facebook Satyajit Jana also. So main intent is to support and make the youths who are into social work education, who are currently doing their education, who are interested to take up their education in social work and development studies. Also the young practitioners who are from 1 year to 5 years or 10 years. So their work would be contributed, their studies would be contributed, and basically it is also a sharing, it is a communication to my friends who are of my age, like I am at 48. So to my friends, so that they will be encouraged and they will be enlightened to see some new developments in my work as well as my ideas and thoughts. So coming to the subject philosophy, ideology, culture and social work oblique development action, the point is that important is that we cannot think, work and write on social work development action without understanding and without having fullest understanding or sound understanding of philosophy, ideology and culture. It is essential and it is fundamental. Coming to philosophy, we can divide primarily into the theoretical philosophy and practical philosophy. While coming to theoretical philosophy, we can call it epistemology, which deals with knowledge and truth. So, what is knowledge? What is truth? This kind of questions should come in us as social work professional or as student. Accordingly, under theoretical physics, while we are coming to metaphysics, it deals around reality and being. What is real? So, what is unreal? What is being? What is not a being? What is existing? What is not existing? These are the questions and answers you have to get from theoretical philosophy. Similarly, if you go to practical philosophy, it is divided into political philosophy and axiology. So, political philosophy deals with state, government, governmentality, governance, these kind of things. So, generally in social work and development action, we do this and meet these situations everyday life. So, have a philosophical understanding of this, what is state and what is government. Accordingly, axiology deals with aesthetics and ethics. There are different philosophers, so I am giving maximum 4 philosophers before you, like Confucius, a Chinese philosopher. His contribution is that he says there is individual and government morality. So morality is the core contribution of Confucius into subject of philosophy or science of philosophy, and he contributes on family bonding and marital loyalty. So accordingly, Socrates, so he has a greatest contribution on knowledge. He says, I know that I know nothing. It means he says limitations of knowledge means there is no end to knowledge. Accordingly, Machiavelli, who basically says his contribution is that he says while you are going to establish a new state, you have to defy the law. So defiance of the law would help you to create a state, new state. Accordingly, Marx, everybody know, the contribution of Marx is around historical materialism, class struggle, the concept of bourgeois and proletariat. Now I am going to ideology. Philosophy is a very larger subject, very broad subject. I told very briefly because time is very less. In ideology, we basically say epistemological ideology and political ideology. In political ideology, we generally use it tells about communism, socialism, Marxism. These are almost similar and nearer subject, relative subject. Similarly, capitalism, liberalism and globalization, these are also called political ideologies. And now I think in today's India or in today's European and American world or Australian world, it is almost we are in a world of capitalism, liberalism and globalization. So though in India we say it is a socialistic and republican country, but we are moving towards this capitalistic, liberal and globalized nation. Then there is another political ideology called environmentalism, feminism. So they also regarding environment, regarding gender, regarding women rights, all that, and equality among sexes, all that. So accordingly there is nationalism also. So these are ideologies. There is a history of ideology. There are forms of ideologies. There are functions of ideologies, features of ideology. And while we work in social work or development action, we come in conflict with ideologies. So if we read more, if we research more, if we discuss more, so we can have clarity on ideologies as well as on philosophy, so that it will help us. Then I am coming to culture. Culture is divided into basically materialistic culture and non-materialistic culture. In materialistic culture we say what clothing we have, what utensils we use, what technology we use, what physical assets. We means we are a group, or we are culture, or we are a community, or we are a nation. So in different way we can represent as culture. Accordingly, the non-materialistic culture says it is beliefs, it is values, it is language, it is art, it is religion, it is symbols. So different societies, different groups, different communities, they have different beliefs, values, language, art, religion and symbols. So as a social work and development action professional or development professional, we come in conflict with all these different elements of philosophy, ideology, materialistic culture and non-materialistic culture of societies, of countries, of nations, of states, of regions. So more clarity we have on this, it will help us well. Even if we are administrators also, it will help us. If we are politicians, it will also help us, because philosophy, ideology and culture are universal subjects and these are essential for everybody. Coming to social work, basically these are the subjects. It will help us in rural development, tribal development, urban development, women development, criminology and correctional studies, medical and psychiatric and social work, studies like sustainable development, studies like climate change, studies like police studies. So these are the different studies. We as students we take education in this subject, or as a professional we work in this subject, or as a development researcher we work on this, we do research on these subjects. So if we put some kind of elements from philosophy, ideology, culture into all these actions, it will help us. Similarly, in social work we say methods: case work, group work, community organization, social welfare administration and social research. While you are doing this, if we have basic ideas about philosophy, ideology and culture, our methodological work on the subject across the communities and groups will be very clear. It will simplify us, it will help us. Ultimately, either you are working as a social work or development professional within state government or central government, government of India, or you are working in INGO like UN or any kind of organization, or in any national level NGO or regional level NGO or local NGO, or you are working in a Gram Panchayat, or you are working in a village, or you are working in a cooperative like Amul or any kind of cooperative banks in Maharashtra. Everywhere there is some kind of elements of social work and development action, so that if you have understanding, you can take help of these elements, understanding, studies and your research. So that whatever role you have, whether you are a fresher, whether you are a mid-career professional or you are a senior professional, so according to your role, diverse role and assignment, you must benefit so that you can use and enjoy your time and space very well. Ultimately, to excel in the subject of philosophy, ideology and culture, you have to read, you have to write, you have to speak, you have to act, and you have to do research, and you have to correct yourself also in different phases from time to time. Thank you very much. We will meet again. Namaskar.